All right, here we go with a septic system installation. I got two circuits stubbed into the back of this thing, one for alarm power, one for control power. I had a few people say this voids a warranty coming into the back of this controller box. I haven't ran into that issue yet. I didn't see anything in the instructions. Maybe I misread it. So we're going down with the 1-inch conduit to hit what I call a flower pot. Some people might call it something different. Underground splice box. And I'm going to run a 2-inch over it to the actual septic system because everything has pre-manufactured cords that I'm going to pull through that 2-inch. We're going to get it all buried, some sand on top, nice, neat, 18 inches of coverage. I always throw a clip over here just to kind of lock it in place when they're backfilling. I sleeve those cords through this thing. I've come to the conclusion, though, it doesn't matter how good these videos are or what I do, it's always wrong. There's somebody out there that has something to complain about instead of actually getting out and hustling themselves. I'm all about good interaction with code rules and stuff. I like that conversation. It's nice. We're going to get this wired up now. I do realize after this installation that I probably shouldn't have put those mini clips so close. Not that this pipe's really going to move or anything, but not a lot of expansion. I kind of did screw that up, but that's all right. Not fucking perfect. Never claim I was. I do a specific color coding with these things as well. There's 3 pumps on these if you've never done it. There's a pump for low or start, stop, and alarm right there. There it is right there. Hey, make sure you're torquing these things too because there's torque rating right in. Trying out the new Greenlee torque on this one and torquing all the screws for the floats and the screws for the line voltage. So back to that. There's 3 floats. We got start, stop, and alarm. I do 2 red wires for alarm because all it is just a switch. I do 2 blue wires for the low because when you're feeling low, you're a little blue. And I do 2 purple for the high or the stop because when you're high, you know, it's a high color like you're stoned to something. I don't know. That's just how I do it. I've said it a couple times. I think just color coding makes it a lot easier. So now we're inside the flower pot. Those are bell ends on my PVC to keep the wires protected. I strip everything down. I label everything nice for the next guy just in case somebody ever does come back here. There's a nice tape with Sharpie on it. Everything taped together, the sets of wires. I fill that pipe with some duct seal after the fact too, just to make it nice and neat. When you're doing these, you should also be using the silicone-based underground rated wire nuts. They got a little silicone or putty or whatever it is in there so that the wires don't corrode underground over time. I face my wire nuts up too. This is a finished product right here. We got the 2-inch. They'll sit a collar over that, bring everything up to grade. I just wanted to lock in my flower pot up here so it's kind of set nice. They can adjust it. Wire nuts up so that if rain does get in or water, it doesn't fill up the wire nuts. The best way in my opinion. So like I said, we're going to do a little bit of duct seal. I do these pretty often whenever they call me up. I'll do anything electrical. Then the finished product inside. Nice, neat, expansion fitted, labeled. This thing's been on. I always test these before I leave as well. If the septic guy isn't on site, I'll take a piece of 2-inch or 1-inch PVC with a couple hooks on it with Romex and pick the floats up individually to make sure everything functions properly. Obviously, when the largest or the highest float goes up, it goes into alarm, and then you got your start, stop. We're ready to rock and roll. Let's go.